Hello everybody, welcome to the stream, welcome to Spa, welcome to the third race of this season, which is amazing and promising. Looking already at the left side of your screen, we are seeing names that I did not expect, we're seeing times that I did not expect, we're seeing all kind of shenanigans that I did not expect. Welcome everybody. I will be able to see both chats this time. I have a Restream app chat open, so and YouTube and Twitch. I will be reading them. They're on my main screen, so we will be able to communicate. All Games Army 333. Thank you for the follow. Flaters. Hey, how you doing? Krim, welcome. Yes, we are restreaming this on YouTube, so if you want to watch this on YouTube, feel free to do so. It's combined, so we will be able to communicate. But no time wasted. We have something special here. This is the first time that we're gonna do this together, or with us. We're having somebody else as well, because there's a lot of things that happened last race at Kailama. I'm gonna dive directly into it because it's gonna be well, the free practice is not gonna last for that long anymore. I have to be quick with this, but we also have to take our time together, or with me. We have the I'm gonna say it differently. We have Bullwinkle, and something special happened with Bullwinkle. And yeah, we're gonna do a pre-race interview. And Bullwinkle, are you here?
Yes, of course. Hello, guys.
Hello. So Bullwinkle, you specifically asked yourself for this interview, is that correct?
Well, kinda, yes.
Okay.
Because there's a lot to explain, actually.
All right, so let's dive directly into it. So what's the main reason we are talking with each other right now before the race even starts? But looking back to the race that we had at Kailama, what happened there?
What happened in the race is that I got a penalty because of an accident in lap 1, turn 1.
Lap 1, turn 1, all right.
Which led me to lose the victory at the time. So I was the one who crossed the start-finish line as P1. But because I had a 15-second time penalty, I got back to P2, I think, at the time, and Torben Keksel won the race.
Yes.
But over the week, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday, the stewards decided that the penalty was not correct, and I got it removed because they had more time, or the stewards had more time to look at it and assess it differently.
Yes.
So because of that, I'm the winner now. Basically,
right.
that's what happened.
You actually won the race then, if I'm correct, if I'm understanding this correct?
Yeah, I won the race.
So how does this feel though? Like how does this make you feel, knowing that it is possible to go to the stewards or go to race control and still be able to get your victory back? Because it was not, I don't want to go really deep into that, as I really respect race control, and they're doing a great job, and they showed
absolutely.
here as well. They gave a penalty that was not correct, and they just took it back. So how does that make you feel?
Yeah, first off, I'm absolutely not mad at race control. They're doing an awesome job, and they have so much pressure and stress. I completely don't feel bad for them or for what they did. I can understand at the time why I got the penalty, because it was, at the time, if you only have a minute or so to decide, then I can understand it. So how does it feel? It's a mixed feeling, because I, of course, missed out on, all the congratulations from all the other drivers and stuff like that. I didn't get the winning interview and so on. So at the time I was kind of sad, because I felt I deserved the win. As the Torben, of course, he drove really well as well. But now having the victory, it kind of makes me proud. I achieved something that I didn't think I would at the beginning of the season. So
All
to
right.
have it now, of course, it's not the way you want to win. I'm kind of sad for Torben, and I talked to Torben, and he thinks I deserve the victory as well.
All right.
But
So no hard feelings from no one, which is actually really great to
yes,
realize, and you know that we are all acting like grown-ups. It's a really good thing. This means that we have something that we can build on, a community that we can build on, and I'm just I can't stress this enough. So the qualifications have started. I
Yes.
want to talk more with you, but I think it's a good time to let you by and actually focus on the race, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right, you're
Wish
welcome.
you a lot of fun.
Thank you, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, after talking with the amazing Bullwinkle, I have to do this, and then I have to press drive again to have the correct overlay on the left. I want to talk with you guys about today's timing. I have been looking at the times, and I'm really believing that aliens do exist now, because at free practice I have been seeing times of 2.17s. Like, hello, the track is optimum. Let me show you that real quick. It's optimum track temperature. It's 23 Celsius degrees outside. It's not windy at all. It's 24 Celsius. Well, I'm just gonna say Celsius on the track, and as you can see, the track is optimum. Within 30 minutes, it's not gonna change. It's a wonderful weather here at Spa. It's amazing. It's really great. It's really great to see these guys go incredibly fast, and it's only gonna promise us interesting race moments. Also, together with me, I should have done this earlier actually. We have Dowling with us as well. I'm not sure if Dowling is actually right here and ready to say hello. I'm not sure. Dowling? No, I don't think he is.
My mic has been off this whole time.
Okay, nice.
Wow.
Welcome, Dowling.
Hello.
Welcome, Dowling.
Hello.
Yeah, I know we all nap. It's all right. It's no stress. No stress. I'm not sure if you were afraid of Corona, but that doesn't, you know, transfer through the microphone. So no worries about that one, man.
I've probably already got it, so.
All right. Okay. So we can be safe in our homes. Not worry about any viruses, but we do have to worry about aliens because they do exist, especially on this track today. Times that are incredibly fast, stable, steady, and there's a lot to talk about, actually. There's always a lot to talk about, man.
There's so much to talk about. F1 has been cancelled, the Sebring 1000 miles has been cancelled, but GZR is still going, and we are bringing it live to the masses. And I'm hoping for a really good race this week.
GZR over F1? Confirmed?
GZR over F1, confirmed.
Okay.
There's no aliens in F1.
True. Only aliens in GZR. Man, these guys are really quick. I've heard about 216s. Yes, I've heard about 216s. We're already seeing Kim Furu with a 217.2, so it is possible. But these guys are incredibly fast. Crossman also had a 217. We can see him do a 217 real quick. Lucas Kreuzer, by the way, the man that won this this Grand Prix last season, was actually in 6th position in practice. Now, I'm not sure if that's bad luck, but I believe there are drivers here improving on their lap times, and you know, the Porsche is not the fastest car here, maybe because Kim Furu is driving in the Audi. I don't know. We are going to see, and we are going to notice that one in this race today. In 13 minutes the qualifications will end, but by that time we are gonna have an interesting qualification session going on. Times are really close, by the way. Going up to a difference within hundredths of a second. Now that, my friend Dowling, that's scary.
Yeah, they're crazy close, and I think the Porsches. Obviously, we've got a big straight at Spa. The Porsches are not the best in the straight line, so drivers, I think, are taking aero out of the rear end of their car, and that might be why there's an Audi in front for the time being. A mix of skill and the car being better suited to the track, but they're mighty close, especially Crossman and Walker to start with. Furu is a whole second ahead of everyone else at the minute, but that battle for P2 and 3 on the in qualification is mighty close.
Correct. Now, we have been racing with Josh Morris in open lobbies, and I realized that some sectors are really difficult for the Porsche, where I'm struggling as well, and I'm seeing him struggle as well, but Crossman is maybe struggling at the same spot as well. Do you believe that the Porsche is having problems in specific sectors or corners, especially at the beginning of the track, where you know, you go from high speeds to low speeds where the car needs to be in balance? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to be struggling through the Radeon complex and that sequence of corners at the start of the lap, just because they're running a lot less downforce than normal to make up for the difference on the straight. But I mean, you've got guys up pretty close to the front in the Porsches, so they're obviously making it work. Perhaps they've found a bit of mechanical grip and tweaking their setups, but it'll be interesting to watch. I certainly wouldn't be able to tame a Porsche for an hour and a half around Spa running low downforce.
Yeah, I've been doing races of 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes my car was not really handling well. I have to say I've not been driving Porsches at all in ACC. I'm really new to it, and we have been practicing with Boom. Boom and I have been practicing on a test server where we just, you know, helped each other, talked about the car, talked about the setup. We tested somebody else's setup, and Boom has actually managed to hit a 2.19, and we are by no means fast drivers, and we were also driving with a non-racing pace, you know, a lot of fuel, no hot lap brake pads, no optimum track, weird down tires, and he managed to do a 219, and he's saying twice now, and I was averaging about a 220. And if we are looking at those times now, 220 is about 290 begins at 15th position. Considering that the track is optimum right now, they're having qualification, so it's hot lap setup. You know, that means that we are also not the fastest, but we are definitely not the slowest if you compare those two.
Yeah, I'm just going to interrupt you for that because our championship contender Andy Turi from last year has put his Nissan GTR into third on the grid with a 217. Now he was quite a way back last week, and perhaps he's found some form around Spa in the Nissan.
That's correct, because I also have seen Antitori practice with us, not on the test server, but on the open lobby servers, and that was maybe 1 or 2 days ago. He must have put in some hours to practice with the car. Maybe the straight line is just really doing him good, you know, in the Nissan. I don't know. It's amazing to see how well people can develop themselves. And we also talked with Andy Tori about his car and the combination with him and his car. And he said, you know, I need a challenge because last season was a little bit too easy for me. And I do understand that. As we're seeing right now, he is picking up the pace, as you mentioned. So only good things to come from him now. I do have to say though, the car might not be stable enough to sustain that for 1.5 hours. We'll have to see that, but I trust Antituri. He is a good driver though. Lucas Kreuzer, second position, 217.6. There's still a big gap not being filled. Crossman still in the 217s, but he can go faster. I think he's gonna try in a couple minutes. Bullwinkle is also, I think, gonna go for another lap. We're seeing a lot of people in the pit lane right now. Let's go down a little bit. Dominic Toyer, actually, Dom is also, as I was speaking about this, guys, I said this to, I don't know who, but it was a couple minutes ago. Short-term memory fills me here. But I was talking about streamers providing content for ACC in general on Twitch and YouTube. GZR is providing a hell of an amount of content on Twitch, on YouTube, on whatever Mixer or whatever platform it's being streamed on. I was just scrolling through the live streamers and I was seeing a lot of GZRs in the title, so that makes me happy. It shows that we are not alone. It shows that we are building on something, and it's really great to see this actually. And also we have this live commentary YouTube channel where you can see all the races back. It's being watched a hell of a lot of times for such a small channel, yet still. So there's only good potential there, and I hope we can grow numbers. But you know, after I say this, I do realize that there's still a lot to improve from my end. This is my second season, and you know, I can only improve and I can only get better and provide better commentary for you guys. As I have been ranting about this, let's look at the times. Maybe Dowlin, if you want to interrupt me at any moments, feel free to do so. Keep an eye out for the greens. I'm seeing Kim Fru in the greens as well. He has 0.3 of a second up his time. He is now driving the 216.9s, which is incredible. Jacob, thanks for licking my face and being so weird, man. Just like me. Thank you.
I was just going to give an update on things in the league that have happened since last race, because we've got new teams. One new team, I believe. Some people have been moved from different classes. So Field has been promoted from silver to a pro driver.
Field?
As we saw him way up there last week.
Yes.
Genote, Cornelius, and Van der Wood have been demoted from pro to silver. As we said last week, there was too many pro drivers in that class, so people would be being moved after the race.
True.
Shipston has been demoted from a silver driver to an AM driver, and Ryher, Griffinmeek, and Slipper have left the league. I'm just trying to find out what the new team name is.
I don't understand why Slipper left the tournament though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, people have probably left for personal reasons, and
True, of course.
Obviously some people have decided that perhaps they'll sit out the rest of the league, improve by themselves, and come back next season, hopefully being a bit competitive.
True, maybe. So, as I was talking about, by the way, Jonas, also thanks for licking my face, man, and being really weird, just like me. Kim just hit the 216.9s. This is the fastest lap time I've ever seen on ACC in whatever car. I do ask myself though, is this really realistic, as the fastest lap time is at 2.18 in real time? And now we are seeing 216.9s. So, yes, this track is optimum, and you know, in real life, when are we gonna see an optimum track with really perfect, 100% perfect setups? I don't think that ever happens. But still, man, a 2:16.9, isn't that a little bit too quick?
I mean, if what did you say the best was? A 2:18?
Yeah, 2:18.
Yeah, I mean, it depends when that was set. The track looks pretty quick at the minute, perfect weather conditions. So theoretically, it could not be. They could be doing lap times that the best drivers in the world do in real life. Obviously, if they were racing in the same conditions as the last fastest lap was set in the actual real series, it would be interesting to see how close they were. But I mean, it's the same for everyone in the league. So if the track is in too good a condition for the guys up front, it's in too good a condition for the guys at the back. So it's still a level playing field.
True. All right, I understand now. We're seeing Bullwinkle, the guy that we had the driver that we had an interview just now. He's in 9th position, having a 2:18.3. Now I really understand why he was so happy with that win last week, as he's definitely struggling with the top 10. He is barely in the top 10. Not barely, but he is in the top 10. He is pretty safe there with 2:10s up time on Hilbig. Let's see. Where are the other drivers? I'm seeing Philip Genoda in 21st position. I'm seeing Martin van Aspern in 23rd position. Now we know that this guy is he needs his time. He needs this, he needs to have a moment to get in the race. As we saw last week, he started from the back as well, and he had an amazing race coming all the way up to top 10, I believe. Not sure if that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Stijn Everink is 29th position. I know that people in the chat.
Yeah, and he's going quicker at the minute, so he might move up a couple of positions.
True. I know people ask about him often. He's above 30, but he is gonna gain some positions if he's not gonna mess this up. Jonas is saying we can't comment on Twitch. That's weird. Boom is gonna look into that one. Thank you, Jonas. Jones?
Now in followers only mode.
You can't chat on Twitch now? Okay, that's weird. So as I said, we are trying this Restream app. It might be a little bit buggy, but we will fix it. While we are watching Stijn Everink 6/10 up his time. Oh wait, I'm still on follower only. That I will change that immediately, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm testing something for my giveaway this Sunday. I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm changing it right away.
Yeah, Pavlicek's going quicker at the minute. He's 4/10 up on his fastest time. And he is about halfway through the lap. And now he's building that gap to his previous best. And even if he improves by 2/10 here, he's going to be catapulted up. It's so close in the midfield.
Okay, that's fixed. Thanks, Boom. Yeah, I have to agree on you, man. It's crazy. It's a crazy field. As I said, a lot of stuff is happening, and Stijn, I want to see what he's gonna do. He lost 0.3 of a second. Now he's gaining a little bit. He's going really slow in these last 2 corners, and I think he is gonna improve his time. He loses a lot of time on this straight, and he gains just a position there for him. Good to see that. Now going further back, oh my god. Wait.
Kai has just jumped up 7 positions. Now it's sitting in the 2:17s. So that was a massive lap from him. That's absolutely flying. I don't think he can believe it either. He's pulled over to the side of the road.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy. It's really crazy. I'm gonna tell you why. At practice, Lucas Kreuzer was not able to get above 6th position. Now, we're seeing Crossman all the way back at 8th position. He did not have a great qualifying, but we were able to see some great pace from him. Kim Furu is actually the one that's being incredibly fast here, and I hope that Lucas Kreuzer or Kim Furu is gonna have a battle this time. Last season, it was a little bit of an awkward position for those two because Lucas Kreuzer was cruising away, and that's when that's the race when the joke started to come alive. the cruiser joke where he cruises away. So yeah. Let's see. Please switch to Y filled. Bandit Chen. I think we're a little bit too late as...
Yeah, quali's finished now.
Yeah, it's finished. I'm sorry for not showing everybody, guys, but we will mention a lot of people. I won't be able to mention everybody. It's just too many people, and this is something that I want to improve on. I want to be able to talk about more people in this division, as everybody deserves equal love and equal, screen time. Can I say that?
Yeah.
No, screen time. It makes sense to focus some people more than others, but it also makes sense to give everybody the love that they deserve. But that's something I need to improve on, and I'm working on that one every single week.
Yeah, we've got over 40 drivers in the league, so it's always going to be hard to give everyone equal screen time. Obviously, we want to try and concentrate on where the battles are, and sometimes that means we will stay with a driver for 5 minutes plus, because that's where the key moments of the race are happening. So it's a bit hard. If we gave everyone equal screen time, we'd have 2 minutes each for each driver, and that's just not going to work.
True, that's totally correct. At the race, guys, if you are seeing battles in other streams, if you are noticing that we are missing out on a battle, just tell us in the chat, and we will immediately jump to it. If you want to know how your friend is doing in the race, if you want to have a update on the race, if you want to know anything, just ask and we will look it up. It might be possible that we are overlooking some stuff, but together we are going to provide a good show, and I trust on your backup, guys, in the chat. Also, we're going to go on a little break of a couple minutes. I'm going to go take a toilet break, and I'm going to have a nice walk, because for the upcoming 1.5 hours, I will be sitting on the edge of my seat, I hope, together with you guys. We'll be right back. Don't move. Bye. Alright then, we are back, and as I'm saying this, we are waiting for the cars to start rolling. So let's put this on.
Yep, there we go. Kim Furu leads them off the grid, and we'll give you a quick rundown of the starting order. We've got Furu in first, Lucas Kreuzer in second, Nick Walker in third, Kaxel in fourth, Andy Churi in fifth. Well done, he's to be up there in that GTR. Kai in sixth, Norback in seventh, Chris Crossman in eighth, Harry Spears in ninth, or Spires, hopefully I haven't pronounced it wrong, Field in 10th, Jens in 11th, Bolvinkel in 12th, Sam Keynes in 13th, and this one who I couldn't pronounce last week, Helbig in 14th, Nathan Pearce in 15th, I'm running out of breath, Josh Morris in 16th,
It's alright.
Marco in 17th, Josh Cornelius in 18th, Hacklander in 19th, Pavlicek in 20th. Whew. I really can't say that. 21st.
Shelfhout? I think it's Shelfhout.
Yeah, in 21st. Janota in 22nd. Fernandez in 23rd. Martin Van Asper in 24th. Kunz in 25th. Hilbrand in 26th. Is it Tower? Dominic in 27th?
Tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Dom.
Iverink in 28th. This other
Lauskas?
one. Yep. You can do all the difficult ones for me.
All right, then.
in 29th. Marcus Nolner in 30th. Kugia in 31st. Damn, we've got so many drivers.
Bro.
Krenig in 32nd. Wilson in 33rd. Sophie Ridpath in 34th. Kevin Rowland 35th. Dan
Rapid. 36. I'll just slightly take over. I think you're dying right there. Take a bottle of water, man. Sip of water. 37. Upletel. Shipston. Farish. Macer. Knox. Hope. Safety car. That's a weird one. Van der Woude. 43. Fusey. 44. Maru. 45. And Owen Wenlock at the last position. And as we have done the whole list, and I believe that we are gonna go racing. We're halfway. So, what do you expect, Dowlin?
I'm expecting the top 10 to be nice and clean, hopefully. I'm expecting a bit of argy-bargy in the mid-pack coming into the first few corners. Hopefully everyone keeps it on track and keeps it together and we don't get a safety car like last week. But with such a large grid, accidents can happen and will happen. Remember, they've got to do 2 pit stops during the race, so if there is an incident, some people might take to the pits during the safety car and get one of those stops out of the way, and that's where strategy all starts coming into it, and we'll get into that after they've started racing.
Alright, so, how many... I don't like to talk about this, but, you know, it's just the commentary curse. How many safety cars do you think this race is gonna have?
I called earlier, I said 3. I'm hoping it's not 3. But I guess we'll find out in the next hour and a half, because Kim Fu comes around the last corner. The drivers are in double file. He'll go as soon as he gets the green. Is he going to get the jump down into the first corner? Just waiting on the race director to call the start of the race. Kreuzer needs to back off a bit there. He nearly jumped the start. They're being held for a long time. I can't remember if the start. No.
No,
This
it's
is.
after the first corner. Most of the
Yeah,
time.
the start is after the first corner, and the finish line is before.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna maybe start in like 5 seconds from now.
Yep. Just still waiting. They're all holding. They're all bunched up. Who's gonna do that dive bomb into the first heavy braking zone? And who's gonna get clear? Still being held. There we go. Green, green, green. As they're already at the first corner, and they are side by side. And that's P1 has been punted off by Lucas Kreuzer. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen. That's a big accident. That's going to be a safety car, as a good portion of the pack are in the wall there. So, unfortunately, I've stayed on board with P1, so I don't know what's happening further up.
I'm looking back, but up to P16 it's clean. Let's see. I think I've almost saw a... Well, there's a huge gap formed around P13
This is race control.
and up.
Safety car is being deployed. Safety car is being deployed. No overtaking.
Let's see if we can watch that incident back. Let's go on board with Lucas Kreuzer. And let's go... What's the best position to watch this, actually?
Can you get on board on Kreuzer's bumper? It's really interesting. I'm just wondering.
I kind of missed it, actually. I don't think I can watch that back. Next time I'll go to the bumper, but that was actually the guy in first. It was the race leader that got punted off, and it was Kim that hit the wall there. It must be really frustrating for Kim. I'm not sure if this was intentional, or I hope not. I don't want to believe that, as the race is just really killing you softly by the by the meters you're making. I don't know what to say here, but it's incredible to see feel the adrenaline rush go through your body. Even mine. We are holding our breaths now. We're seeing a lot of people jumping already into the pit stop. Even Lucas Kreuzer is going in there, so he's not going to benefit from that bump, unintentional bump. I'm going to correct myself right there.
Yeah, so like I said when they were rolling up, everyone will now try and take advantage of the free sort of time behind the safety car and get one of their mandatory pit stops out of the way, leaving them with just the one left to do, probably towards the end of the race. So
I'm not sure where Kim is. I'm trying to click on his name, but it's not popping up. It means that he's in the pit lane, or he is just out of the race. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh my god, all these people on the pit stop. It's incredible how many people are in here.
It's such a long pit lane at Spa as well. You are literally on the pit limiter for what feels like hours, but it's it's probably just over a minute really. But
basically the whole grid went into the pit lane. I'm not really sure why they're doing this. I think to have their first mandatory pit stop with the safety car out, it's a great move, as you don't have to really manage anything other than, of course you have to manage stuff, but if you compare that with a safety car that you can use for your first mandatory pit stop, that's a huge thing to do. And now Kai Pachas is leading the race, and Norbak is in his back. You can see the list on the left side. I believe it's not going to be a race that we expected, Dowlin. And that's just because at the front, where we did not expect it, stuff happened.
Yeah, it's a really weird incident. When we watched it back, it doesn't look like Lucas actually had any sort of reaction from his car from that contact. So it's it's going to be one for the stewards to watch. But I've just jumped back into the pits on my screen to have a check out of the timetables, and unfortunately I can't see Furu on there, so I don't know if he has retired from the race.
That's a huge possibility, as his car was damaged dramatically, and repairing that actually cost a bunch of time. That you're the fastest on the grid, but you're out of the race. It feels like I still would recommend him just staying in the race. Incidents happen, especially in the first corners. It's a long race. There's a lot of time to still gain, maybe even just enough positions that you can get a point or two, because the time difference with the fastest and the slowest guy on track is huge, really huge. And if cars are gonna battle, you're gonna go through them really like a knife through butter. So yeah.
Also, fortunately, we do have the safety car system, so by the time any damaged drivers do get round to the pits and repair, someone else has gone off there on the back straight under safety car conditions. I'm not sure who that is, but I've just caught it in the corner of my eye. But yeah, there is time to pit, repair damage, and I'm sure catch back up to the back of the grid. And it's essentially, the race hasn't even started yet technically, and then you've got your pit stop out of the way as well. So all is not lost if you're involved in a turn 1 incident.
True.
It may be a bit frustrating, but there's still points there to gain.
I wonder when we're actually gonna have a race without any incidents in the first couple laps. It seems impossible, as like, think about real time racers, right? Incidents always happen, and especially in the first corners, it is a thing that is in the depth of racing. You can't ignore it, you can't avoid it. It just happens. People are pumped up, the adrenaline rush, and we are like, GZR is by no means a place where real-time professional drivers, with licenses and all of that stuff, that's not realistic. Incidents are gonna happen, and we can only learn from them.
Safety car coming in at the end of this lap. Safety car coming in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, I mean, when we have the fun races, we have a couple of pro drivers joining in, and even they make mistakes.
True.
So it's just like we said at the start, we've got over 40 drivers on the grid. They're all bunched up right at the start, and things are bound to happen. There's only so much room on a racetrack. It happens so often in real life as well. I
agree. So let's not get demotivated from this, actually, and let's encourage drivers to learn and try avoiding this, because I'm really looking forward to a race where this actually doesn't happen. But again, you can't avoid it. It is racing, and it is what makes racing interesting, because if it was always a clean start, then there's nothing to look out for. And this is what makes racing interesting for me, incidents. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know when it's gonna happen, and incidents are always close. Now, I'm gonna remind you guys, chat, people that are listening right now, that might happen. So I'm gonna be right back with you. I have to move the bird. I'm almost home alone, but I was always giving the bird to my sister when we had these races, but sister's not home, so the bird is with me. I'll be right back. Well, my eyes are on the first car, Kai Patches. I'm gonna be back real quick, hopefully.
Yeah, and I will talk everyone through the race restart, as the safety car will now pull away and return to the pit lane. Kai has got to remain under a specified speed limit until we get the green call, or he crosses the start-finish line. It's going to be interesting here, because I bet Kai didn't think he was going to be leading the grid after 10 minutes of the race time elapsing for a safety car restart. And it looks like his teammate is in P2 right behind him as well. Field has gained many positions after that chaos at the start and is now up on the third step of the podium currently, and there will be many a driver trying to pounce on the shenanigans as Kai makes a break for it, has a tidy gap to P2 already, and hopefully this time we will go through Eau Rouge and Radion without incident.
I'm back.
He really already has a gap and is gonna probably be comfortable for a little bit. As there was a hint of a yellow flag in Sector 1 then, I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, a really clean restart for the top 3 anyway, as far as I can see. Can you see anything happening further back down the grid?
Yes, I'm seeing Kexel actually overtaking a lot of people now. Lucas Kreuzer, I was not looking for him, but I'm seeing his Porsche right there behind Kexel, I believe. Let me see on board. This is Kexel, Kreuzer is behind him. These two guys are real quick. Now let's go quickly over to Bullwinkle. Bullwinkle is also somebody that we should have an eye out for. It's the Porsche, great Porsche right there, chasing Kreuzer now. You can see the red Porsche over there. That's Kreuzer himself. Now let's really quickly go over to the back even further. Kyrens is chasing Spears in the AMG. Spears is a great driver in overall as well. Crossman is a top contender as well. He should be pro. Yep, he is pro, driving in the Porsche. He was the guy that was really quick at the practice sessions. He is now driving 23rd position. We are going to see him have overtaking actions. Alex van der Woude a little bit at the back now. Marco Eckstein in between those two. We can actually go on board and have a look at them. Meanwhile, I'm going to look for another guy, and that is probably going to be Kevin Rowland. Yeah, it is, and Kevin Rowland is at 30th position. He is now having his momentum build up. Let's see, Sebastian Kunze is having a battle, as we are seeing. We can go on board real quickly with him, and he's getting overtook by, I think that's Helbig. Helbig also a top contender. He is really quick. We're gonna see him push a lot in his Ferrari. Oh, as Kunze is keeping the door open. Actually, he is live streaming as well, as I saw. So go check him out, give him some love. If you want a POV of him, you can get that one at his stream.
Couple of drivers have dived into the pits at the end of this first flying lap, perhaps to get one of their pit stops out of the way and rejoin in some clear air to catch back up to the pack and perhaps jump them a bit later on.
True. So Helbig was 35, is now 33. He is gaining positions. He is chasing Knox Hope in the Ferrari. He changed cars, so as we can see, Knox is on the inside. Is he gonna have Shipston there? Shipston keeps the door open. He's being forced to make room for Helbig. Helbig oversteers here. That's a scary moment, but that car is heavy, tires are fresh, so he will be able to catch that slide. That's a moment where the Porsches lose it. This is a place where Porsches struggle a lot. I don't know what happened there, but thank you. I'm not seeing any. Oh, Darkness Equals just subscribed. Thank you for the subscription, my man. As we quickly go over to Maarten van Asperen, as I said, he needs his time to build up his momentum as well. His car is only going to get quicker, and he will probably push further onto the grid. You can see a lot of cars in front of you right now. It's a lovely, lovely vision here at Spa. All of these cars are just, you know, trust me, they're pushing, but they're not pushing too much. They don't want to make a mistake, but this guy is looking in front of him, but if you look behind you, there are a lot of cars as well. And the thing that you don't want here is being pushed too much, where you have to fight the guy behind you. I think it is better to just let the guy overtake you and drive with him at the beginning of the race. You do not want to fight anyone at the beginning phases of a race. If you do so, you're gonna have a hard time. Oh, and as we are seeing this, oh no, Kexel! Can we watch that back? I think we can. Let's go back 30 seconds as some stuff happened here now. Kexel in the Bentley. The Porsche driver is probably Kyron's. No. Let me... Oh, no, wait. Hang on. What did I do?
I'm not sure, but there's been a change for the lead. Norback has overtaken his teammate Kai.
This is race control.
Oh,
15-second time penalties for 99 and 24 for causing collision.
So, I do not know the name of that yellow Porsche, yellow-green Porsche, but Kreuzer is now in 8th position. Oh, 8th position, but he gets a 15-second penalty, and I think that is for the collision at the beginning of the race. So, Kreuzer, 15-second penalty. As I promised, not going to look too much at this guy. He is having a promising race, though, because all of the guys in front of him, he is able to push. Now, Kexel out of the pace... is gonna have to fight his way all the way back again. As you said, Kai Putches got overtook. Andre Norback is now in the front, and trust me guys, at the end of this race there's a lot gonna change, because these guys are not the fastest on the track. As you know, there are a lot of faster guys, but they are battling as well. So it's just the question is right now, when is it gonna be the time that we're gonna see battles at the front? It's not if, the question is when, and I can't wait to see those. Field now 3rd position. As we're going a little bit more back to the field, you can see that the AMG is in the middle of a battle there. I think that's Tobias Macer, if I'm correct. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that is not. It's Kyron's in the AMG. Now Bullwinkle chasing him. Remember, Bullwinkle is a top contender. He's really quick, and he will be having to push.
Race control. 53 drive-through penalty for causing collision under safety car conditions.
All right. As we're on board with Bullwinkle, he's going to have the inside here. Is he going to outbrake? The AMG in front of him is braking a lot. Yeah, the AMG in front of him is going to stop him from going to the inside, but he still has the inside. He's still on the inside, but the AMG is still stopping him from actually going to the attacking position. As the AMG, Kyron's is also willing to make an action, as we are still on the inside of the Audi. Now, this is interesting. The Audi loses 2 positions almost, or gains a position. The Porsche on the outside. A Bullwinkle now chasing Kyron's, and they are going through Eau Rouge here. AMG goes wide. He goes over the curb.
A bit of that curb there, but I think he took a bit much that time around, so he'll probably get a warning for track limits.
True. Now, slipstream from the Porsche. Porsche is not fast on the straight. We know that. This is the moment where the Porsche is struggling a lot. It's unstable here for the Porsche, and if you lose it, you lose it. We've seen Josh Morris. It can happen to Josh Morris often. And in front of the yellow Porsche, or green Porsche, I don't know what it is. I'm maybe colorblind. But in front of this Porsche, it's a gap, and that gap has to be fought. Oh, wait. Oh, no! No! That must have been lag.
Yep, that definitely looked like lag there, because one minute he was in a straight line, and then the next minute he was spun off. But just talking of Josh Morris, for some reason he is down in 40th position. He has done both of his pit stops, along with Owen Wenlock and Andy Turi, who's now down in 42nd. Remember, he started up in 5th in the GTR. But yeah, they're way back now, but they've done both their pit stops, so they'll be going for the long haul all the way to the end of the race, and perhaps they'll be able to make some moves later on.
All right, Helbig is probably almost chasing. No, it did show 0.3 seconds, but that's just in the corner. I think Kaiser now really in a fight. I'm just gonna look at the gap and just go on to that one. I'm gonna attack the gap differences. As we're seeing, Lexus on the inside of the Porsche. Now the Honda is also at the back looking for, it's also knocking on the door, but the door opens and the Porsche is losing another position here. Now the Lexus is on his way to the next corner as the Honda is chasing. Now I'm not really sure who those guys are, so let's go a little closer. It's Van der Woude and Kaiser. Now Macer lost 2 positions there. Brabant at the back is gonna attack Macer, maybe. Cook here is gonna be attacked by Dowlin. That's not Dowlin. Why am I saying Dowlin? It says Dowlin here, but Dowlin is just sitting next to me in the chair. Cook here. Oh no! Macer outbraking himself, and now 2 people are off track. 3 people are off track. They must be careful around there. Cook here slides again off track from the routing, regains position. That's not going to be a race or safety car momentum because they get on track real quick, and it would be not necessary. I think Eckstein goes wide there. Macer gains the position on Eckstein because Eckstein made a mistake. He's really slow on his pace. There's a lot of happening, and I feel like I need to take a breather, but I can't because it's just going too fast. It's just going too fast. I love it. I love this. I'm in love. Now, Field coming close to Patches. Patches feeling the pressure. Last lap time of Patches is 2:20.7, but the last time of Field is a 2:21.6 or 2:21.0. This doesn't mean that he's coming closer. It's actually Field that gains his position. Now, Andre Norbach is in his 2:19s, and he is, I think, the fastest on the track right now. Yes, he is. So he is happy. He is one happy man on a mission, and this is Kreuzer from last season. He is just having a race on his own, but now the most important thing is he can actually mess his race up if he's not going to react to the safety car moments, or if he's gonna overdrive his tires and lose momentum. It's important because he did not pit once at all, but other drivers have been pitting. Kreuzer now with a 15 seconds penalty. Let's not forget the 15 seconds penalty because it's gonna be really interesting. He's gonna have to push a lot. I do not think that Kreuzer is gonna win this race because of this 15 seconds penalty. What do you think, Dowlin?
It's a hard one to call because I think he is at the minute. He is first out of all the people who've done the pit stops. So everyone ahead of him have still got 2 pit stops left to do in the next hour and 8 minutes, whereas he's only got to do the 1. So that's about a minute. Roughly a minute. He's got advantage over everyone else in front of him at the minute. So if he can just keep pushing and gaining on the top, I'm not sure if he's going to catch up to P1 because he's not as quick as him right now, but he's got the chance. He has got a chance.
True, but he is chasing Stein Averink right now. Stein Averink is a silver class driver, a guy that is able to drive very well, is a safe driver, clean driver. Now, let's see how Kreuzer is gonna have a battle with Stein. I think Stein is gonna put up a good battle for him, man. What do you think? I think he's not gonna give that position away that easily.
Yeah, it's not easy to overtake around Spa either. So there's a lot of high-speed corners where you've got to follow the car in front. Otherwise, if you take a different line, you're gonna go flying off into a tire barrier, and you don't want that happening. I think at the minute Stein has probably got the advantage. He probably feels a bit more stable. Then again, I haven't driven the Lexus, you have, so I'm not sure if it's more of a stable car than the Porsche, especially during battles.
The Lexus is, I feel like the Lexus is more stable overall. The Porsche is just struggling at the beginning of the track. After the beginning of the track, it is just really fast. This is the moment. This is where the Porsche shines, in my opinion. The Lexus just shines in overall. Eau Rouge is a little bit messy, but after Eau Rouge, it's just a real quick and nice car to drive. The Porsche struggles at the beginning, as I said, but later on it becomes really fast. So these are the moments when Stein needs to be aware. But in Eau Rouge, you will be able to see Stein actually gain some ground, and then, you know, it will be a yo-yo effect. But it's up to Stein to defend moments like these.
Yeah, he's got a hell of a drive out of that last corner, and is he going to be able to dive down the inside here? Because it's going to have to be in a braking zone.
Yes, yes, he is. As the Porsche is able to brake later on, Stein needed to go to the inside to defend that line, but Kreuzer was already there, so that will be actually blocking, and I wouldn't say that would be clean. So he's just going to give that position. There's no need for him to actually fight him. He is not in the same class. He's just giving the position. As I said, clean driver. Nothing to say about him, man. I really like Stein's driving skills.
Yeah, I think he's really mature there as well. Perhaps he realised, you know, who was behind him pretty early on, and knew he could keep him behind him without losing any time, and sort of just let him slide through slightly there in the first corner, and he hasn't really lost time to anyone else at all. It's just the position he's lost. Like you said, he's in a completely different class.
True. So Terry Farish, 25th position. He is also driving the Bentley. He is, in my opinion, I've not seen his name very often. Terry Farish seems quite new name. I might be terribly wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Sebastian Kunze, we know him. Oh, the AMG's going really wide there, actually missing the braking zone. That's what happens when you brake a little too late. Now, these guys are stable. They're just driving their own race, not really fighting anyone, I believe.
Yeah, Martin Van Asperen's in a nice bit of traffic here. About to try and get past Tobias, I think, into this left-hander. I thought better of it. Sorry, to pull you away from there.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, as I said, Martin van Asperen, he is going to get faster and faster. As you can see, his best lap time is a 2:22.5. Now his last lap time was a 2:24.2. This means that he's going to overtake someone, or he tried to overtake. Now that's going to be collision. Martin, be aware, my man. Oh, the Porsche did not give him enough room, as Martin was... I'm not sure. We can go back 30 seconds and look at what happened there from the helicam. So let's keep an eye out on the Porsche. Is he pinching him? Did he not give him enough room? We will see it in about 1 or 2 corners. Look at the black or dark colored Aston Martin. That's Martin van Asperen. The Porsche in front of him is the guy that we are watching. Now Martin is actually... I don't know. Is that a... I don't know what to say about that one. It goes fast. So Martin was at the back wheel.
Does race control.
Does that mean
drive-through penalty 47, driving standards under blue flags, and safety car procedures?
Yeah, that's a tough one to call. I think it's a racing incident.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see, because Martin van Asperen was on the inside. The Porsche had to give the room, but it didn't happen. So we'll see about that one. By the way, thank you for licking my face and being sober just like me. Messer's Live. Sorry for ruining your name. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat, in the stream. Welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. And I hope you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. If you want to see your friend on screen, if you want to have, you know, a little one-on-one action with a friend of yours or somebody that you want to see, let us know and we will just hop over. There's always stuff to show, and we might miss out on some stuff. Let's go back to the top, as Andrew Norbeck is having a gap of 5 seconds already, and he is following, I think that's Anti-Turi, if I'm correct. Yep, that's Anti-Turi all the way at the back, and he had a really fast pace. I'm not sure what happened to Anti-Turi, or I mean, yeah, Anti-Turi. Did he pit twice already?
He has pitted twice already, so you've got to think of it. He's been in the pits for probably over 2 minutes, as I think Boom was trying to work out how long pit stops actually take. So technically, Andy Cherry could be ahead of Norbeck.
I see.
He's done both of his pit stops, but it's just at the minute on track. Norbeck is coming around to lap him. So this is where it gets confusing on such a long track with such a long pit.
The thing that's interesting right now, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have to say this, so let's think about this. Norbeck is at the backside, so he's behind, right? He needs to give this place to Norbeck. So Anti-Turi is behind. He needs to give this position to Norbeck if he comes too close. He is not obligated to do so, right? He can choose to stay in front of him.
If he's not impeding the driver behind, I believe he can, he can stay in front as much as he wants.
And if he does that, that means that he's only gonna win time, as he's just, if he is sure that 2 pit stops is gonna be enough.
He's actually pulling over to let the leader through. So he didn't have to do that, but props to him for respecting blue flags and just letting Norbert get on with his race. And I guess Andy just wants to get on with his race.
Also correct, but Norbach is faster now. Norbach's fastest lap time is under the 18 seconds, 2 minute 18.9. Anti-Toure is 2 minute 19.5, if I am still correct. Let's see.
I think he might be a bit slower than that at the minute. He's lapping 2:20.6 in the minute.
Yeah, fastest lap time is 2:19.6.
He's going to the end of the race on whatever he's running at the minute, so he's going to be full of fuel, saving his tires.
True.
So that he can actually fight for the remainder of the race.
True. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see what's going to happen here. As Field is being requested, Field is now 3rd position. He's just having his own race. He did not pit once. He's going for a late stop strat. It's from what I see, from what I notice is that pitting early is better than pitting late. I'm not sure if that's correct, but that's what my gut is saying to me, is telling me. We're gonna see it after a while, after like around 20 to 30, maybe 40 minutes even. We're gonna see some pit stops from 2 strat pitters. That's when it's gonna get interesting, because then a lot of things will be changing. I'm seeing Putolan Paroni. Whoop, whoop. How you doing, my man? Welcome to the stream. Lucas Kreuzer, 6th position. He is being chased by... Not Stein, actually. That's not Stein. He's being chased by Cornelius in that Aston Martin. How can I not recognize that? Now, Kreuzer is actually driving pretty fast. He is driving a 220.1. Nathan Pierce is in front. He will be overtaking Nathan Pierce. He's 0.3 of a second faster a lap. Kreuzer he is. So at the end of this lap, he might be at the back of Nathan Pierce. But then it gets interesting, because then the times are gonna get into the 2:19s, as Field is driving 2:19s. So he's not gonna be a threat for Field. I think Kreuzer is gonna be around... I'm not sure. I can't tell. I can't say.
I'm not sure, because like the top 3, none of them are pit stopped yet, so they're going to be probably running on their lowest amount of fuel for the race, so they should be at their quickest at the minute. And obviously, as soon as they go into the pits, all of that will change, because they'll be full. They'll have fresh tires probably. I'm not sure what the drivers are doing this week in terms of changing tires, doing pit stops, but they'll be filled back up with fuel. Probably to last until close to the end of the race, like we saw last week. Lots of drivers choosing to pit in the last 10 minutes. So it's so hard to call. Last week it was a short track with a fairly short pit stop, so you roughly knew where drivers were if they hadn't done their pit stop yet. But it's so hard with such a long track, and again a long pit stop. We just don't know where the driver's going to come out in relation to where they are now, or where the guys in the lead are.
True, as people are actually talking to us, which is amazing. Amigo, hello to the casters. Hello back. I hope you're doing fine. You know, I have to say, I love the interaction with the chat, guys, so don't be shy. Talk to us. Say hello. We're not biting. Well, sometimes we don't bite. Anyways, let's go back to the race. Yeah. All right, so we're watching the top 18. Rowland is having a chase. He's being chased by so Rowland is a AM driver. He's being chased by a silver class drivers, as you can see. Lauskas is on board, is quite interesting as well. He is just, you know, having his own pace together with the Aston Martin. In front of him, it's Kunze. I believe Kunze is streaming as well. I'm not really sure about that one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, are we gonna see actions going to happen? Yeah, what do you... What were you saying, Dowling?
Oh, I was just saying how close they are through the last few corners there, and that bright yellow Aston Martin has run wide on the exit of the hairpin there and has lost a position. As easy as that before Eau Rouge and Radion.
Now,
He's lost his speed for the straight as well, and he's going to get passed again.
I'm not sure, but maybe Rowland is just giving these positions as he's not racing them, and he's only gonna hold them up, and he's only gonna like battle those who he should not have to battle with. You know, this is smart racing from Kevin Rowland, in my opinion. Yes, he might have made a mistake, but maybe he just, you know, is not racing these guys. He knows that they are not in his class. He doesn't need to battle them. And this is what I love about Kevin Rowland. He is also a smart driver. He is not, you know, fighting everybody that he is just in front of him or behind him. Now, keep in mind, people that are watching, this is a race that has 3 different classes. You can see the red numbers on the left side. Those are AM drivers. The gray are silvers and the white are pro drivers. So everybody is driving on one track, but they're not racing each other. Not everybody is racing each other. That's something to keep in mind. If you want to know if the guy that we are watching is racing the guy in front, just look at the left side at the numbers and you will recognize if they are actually racing each other. So Rowland did a good thing here, letting them by.
Yeah, Field has just peeled into the pits for his first pit stop from P3. So now we're actually going to start seeing where these guys are in relation to everyone else who's done a pit stop.
Correct.
So this is where it's going to get interesting, and you know they're going to come out into traffic and be fighting straight away.
Now, as I said, Kreuzer is going to have a battle with Nathan Pierce. He is faster, and this is Nathan Pierce giving that position, and it's also a good thing he did this because we know that Kreuzer can be a little aggressive sometimes. And I don't think Nathan Pierce wants to lose that position as he is leading the silver class. And again, he does not need to fight him. He can just let him overtake. Actually, Stijn Everink is second in the silver class, and he is not that far behind Nathan Pierce. It's only about 6 seconds, I'd say. They both need to pit twice. It's a race of 50 minutes left. So the silver class is interesting to keep an eye out for. It's so Nathan Pierce 4th position. Let's see if we can pinpoint the difference. They might even be teammates if I'm not correct. Yeah, they are, I think. Yeah, Decade Racing, they are teammates. They don't need to race each other. This is actually the perfect scenario for them. 1-2 in the silver class. These guys must be happy, and they're just driving their own race, which is amazing to see. Stijn Everink in 2nd position.
Yeah, they're 1-2 at the minute. Obviously, Field is Field silver now? I can't remember what I said earlier. Or has it been promoted to?
Yeah, Field promoted.
Field is pro, so they are 1-2 in class, but it's mad. Field has come out of the pits all the way down in 24th. So that's what, you know, that one pit stop is worth. P3 to P24. Obviously, there's a couple of drivers ahead who still haven't done their pit stop, so he's probably going to move up again without having to do any overtakes.
Correct.
But at the minute, you know, we know roughly where people are going to be, and yeah, it's just that's probably good news for Kreuzer.
True. All right, let's see where Maarten van Asperen is. He's up to 12th position, and he did pit once already. As I said, this is a guy that is just stable. He does not make mistakes, does not overdrive his car. I love to see him in his Aston Martin. He's 12th position. He is going to lose some positions, but not much. I'd rather say he's not going to lose any positions at all, because he has pit. He did pit once already, and there are guys that still need to pit twice. Norbach, for example. Pachas, for example, needs to pit twice. Pierce needs to pit as well, but that's a silver class, so we're not looking at him for that matter. Bullwinkle is picking up his pace as well. He's in this 2:19s. He is not racing anyone at this point, but he is gaining ground on the top contenders. 11th position, Fernandez. Oh, wait, what's happening there? Something happened. Hang on. That's Helbig, I think. Helbig, what happened to you, buddy? I think we can see that soon. I went back 30 seconds. We are in replay right now.
Yeah, was it someone getting caught out by a braking zone? And what is going on? That car is going very slow up the straight.
Oi! Oi, oi, oi! That's unlucky right there. That's unlucky right there. Helbig actually had a great race right at that moment, but I don't know who that was. But that was, I think... That is something to look into. That could have been a incident that could have been avoided. But hey, stuff happens. Let's continue on the race. Now, Jens Kaiser in the Lexus doing really well for himself. I think he is a pro driver. He should not worry about anything. He is just racing his own race right now. Kexel, 8th position in the Bentley. He is also in the 219s, which is good. 219s is a good pace for now.
Yeah, he's one of the quickest on track at the minute. He's if anything, he's actually second quickest on track apart from Kreuzer at the minute. So perhaps he's making moves, and yeah, he'll be moving up the order now because he's only got a 1 second gap to Hilbrand ahead of him, and they are racing for position in class.
We are on board with Jin Tautas. He is chasing Kanza, I'd say. Yes, he's chasing Kanza. They're both in the Serval class. But are they teammates? They might be teammates, not sure.
I believe they are teammates, given their livery pattern. I know they're in completely different colour cars, but they've got the same layout. Ooh.
Yes, they are teammates.
That's a big off. Who's gone off?
I haven't seen. I'm sorry. Helbig is giving position or giving space. Now, these two guys are teammates, so they're not racing each other, but they're racing with each other, trying to help each other get through the pack, and they're doing an amazing job. Now, in between there, I think it's, I'm not sure. Let's go to Hellcam. Now, there's a car in between those two. It's the Audi. Now, this feels like a moment where, like, wait for me, buddy. Wait for me. Now, there he goes. Is this a game or F1? This is F1, buddy. Welcome. But is this 24-hour Le Mans race? No, it's F1. Or is it 24-hour Le Mans?
No, it's the only major race going ahead actually at the minute.
Corona.
Given coronavirus around the world, so you know, we may as well be F1 right now. True.
Welcome. Oh wait, that's Max Verstappen actually, on your screen. Now let me quickly stop with this bad joke. I don't know. Get me out of here, Dowling. I'm drowning.
No, it's fun to watch.
All right, man. All right. Alex from the Wouda, I think he's driving in the pink car. I can't go over to him. That's questionable.
He has retired from the race.
That's a shame. Kim is out of the race as well, right? Just a confirmation.
Who? Kim Furu, I have not seen reappear on the timing screen, so one would assume he has also retired from the race, unfortunately, without notifying race control.
Yeah. Boom, just an idea here. It might be interesting to have a list on screen somewhere that shows who retired. You know, just a update, like a follower alert or something. It's something to brainstorm about. Just real quick. It doesn't have to be really special or something, but just a pop-up where it shows what happened or major things that we are missing. But it could be interesting for the stream to see. Now let's go back to the race, as there must be some actions going on. Let's see. Shelfhout is 24th position. He's driving the 220.8 fastest lap time, or no, fastest lap time 220.4. He still has to do one more mandatory pit stop. Now the car looks nice and stable here through Eau Rouge. He is chasing Cornelius. You know that.
That's Radion actually.
Radion. Oh.
Sorry. No, it's a meme. Carry on.
Oh. Okay. I don't know that meme. I'm sorry for being a. I forgot I forgot the
I'll
word.
enlighten you later.
All right. DM me, man. Slide in the DMs. Let's see. I'm looking for. Well, the top is now having a great battle. Nicholas. No, that is Stein Averink.
This is race control. 48, 5-second penalty for causing a collision. Number 25, drive-through penalty for causing multiple collisions.
Oi. 25, who's that?
That is Tobias Mesa.
Aye, that's not good.
And 48, I believe, is it Martin Van Asp?
Yeah, it is.
It is. That'll be for that dive down the inside of the Porsche earlier where they had it coming together. If I was Martin, I would take a bit of time after the race to view that footage and potentially put in something to the stewards to see if that can be looked at again.
True.
Because I think, you know, you and me agree that the Porsche perhaps shut the door a bit rudely on that corner.
I have to agree.
Yeah. So I mean, it's up for debate. Everyone else who saw it in the stream, perhaps they can give their opinion on if they can cast their minds back to that moment. We did see a quick replay of it. But yeah, that one's up for debate, and that's going to ruin Martin's race now because he's been doing so well. I mean, it's only 5 seconds, so it's not all over, but that's going to be niggling in the back of his mind now.
True, correct. Mentally, it's really heavy. As we are looking at Genoda at the back in the BMW, we are on board with Stein Averink. Now the board on the left side is not up to date because, you know, Hilbrand is not in the back. I'm looking for the guy that is behind, but I think that is Pavlicek in the BMW. Let me look where Pavlicek is. He was at the back. Let's see, is that Pavlicek? It is Pavlicek. So Pavlicek in a 30th position. He did pit twice. Stein did Stein pit as well? Let's see.
I can't remember, but just while you were having a look.
No, he didn't. So actually, these guys are not fighting each other as in right now, but they could be fighting each other after Stein did pit twice. Now, we still don't know how much time it does cost to pit twice overall, right? That pit lane is insanely long.
Yeah, you're there for ages, so it's going to be a big chunk of time. Quickly, Tristan Borwinkle is in P2. He's done a pit stop, like Lucas Kreuzer, who has another pit stop left. But at the minute, the gap is less than 15 seconds.
True. That means, again, Bullwinkle first place. It's reverse times. So Bullwinkle first place. This guy is, I don't know how he does it, but he always manages to stay in the front. Without even having the fast lap times. Well, he has a fast lap time. Fastest lap time is 2:19.3, and I believe that's the fastest lap time overall. Not sure. Let me really check on that one. No, not even. Fastest lap time is a filled 2:19.2. For now, do I see someone quicker? Yeah, Andrew Norbeck 2:18.8 even. Anyone else?
I don't know. Well, we just got to think.
How does he do this?
I don't know. There's 41 minutes left, which is less. It's less than 20 laps remaining technically. The gap is fluctuating between I think it's around 5 seconds at the minute. It keeps coming down to about 5 seconds when they're sort of both going in a straight line and not around a corner. And he's only half a second slower than Lucas, which means, you know, over 20 laps he'd probably lose 10 seconds, which puts it right on the limit of whether he'll be ahead of him at the end, providing all goes well.
I see. Now, I'm looking at the car of Stein Everink. It is stable, but I'm looking to where he is fast and where he is slow. But I can't really pinpoint that out. Tsunoda is not really putting up the pressure. I believe he can overtake him or put more pressure on. He's not... Oh, no! No, Stein! Okay, he slides into the pit lane. I don't know if that was intentionally.
Yeah, I don't think that was intentional there. I think he started losing the car and was like, oh, hang on, there's an escape road.
No, let me dive into the pit lane.
Yeah.
That was... Okay, interesting. I don't think that was intended, but maybe he wants to do it with style. I respect that. Okay, so Stein goes into the pit lane for the first time. He is going to lose a lot of positions. Is he going to lose the position to Kunze, though? That's the real question. Where is Kunze? There is Kunze.
Yeah, he's just come around the second corner of the bus stop
So
chicane.
he is going to lose the position to Kunze. That means Stein is going to lose this first position. He is first right now, so he is going to lose that position. He lost it already now. 7th position for Kunze. Kunze now leading the silver class, but he still needs to pit. Cornelius is quite far back, so it might be Kunze actually leading the silver class and is also going to lead the silver class to the end of the race. I'm sorry for this awkward thing. So I was willing to react on where is Robert Kubica. He might be somewhere around here, man. We will just have to look around. What happened to S. Cairns? It might be possible that he got off. I'm not really sure. Let me look him up. There's a whole list and it's really slow, so it takes some time to go through this list. No excuse for slow reading, by the way.
Sam Cairns?
Yeah.
Down in P37, but he has done both of his pit stops.
Alright, so we will see him overtake some of the drivers. Yeah, true. Also, he is in the AM class. Let's see how he's gonna do if everybody had their mandatory... I'm sorry, if everybody did their mandatory pit stop. So Kukier still needs to do his pit stop, but he is a lot of seconds still in front. It's about like 17 seconds. Yes, 17 and a half seconds, 16 and a half seconds. That is not going to be enough time to keep in front of Kyron, so he is going to be 1, 2, 3. Is there anyone above Martin? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 3 Knox even. So he is not leading. He's not leading at all. But he is gonna gain a position or two. There is even a Noldner is an AM driver and he's in 7th position. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Marcus Noldner, amateur driver, has done a pit stop together with all of these other drivers. I'm really curious about this guy, where he's gonna end. Hey Denix, how you doing?
Yeah, he's not the fastest. His fastest lap is a 21.5, so he's no way is he setting the timing boards alive. Perhaps he's run his own race and he's ended up where he is just from being consistent and clean and keeping out of trouble. Because I think that's his teammate behind him on track, who is a lap down. So and they've both done a pit stop.
Okay, so let's go back to Kreuzer for a second and let's talk about what this guy is doing now. He is leading the race with a 15 seconds penalty, but Kexel is behind him, and the gap is not that much, I believe.
Yeah, it's not a huge gap. I think it's the game that needs to sort itself out on the gap.
It's saying 22 seconds as Kreinig. Kreinig is actually next to the track. Can we see what happened to him if we look up what position he was in? Kreinig. Am I looking? Where is Kreinig? Can you look for him? Kreinig. Last name Kreinig.
Yeah, he's towards the bottom, I believe.
Uh,
P39. He is just currently sitting at the side of the road.
Still.
Yep.
Okay, he might have problems then. I'm not sure. As I was not able to see him or find him in the list. That's something that I need to work on as well. I need to be a little quicker on
Looks
that.
like he perhaps had an incident with Nathan Pierce?
Maybe. I wasn't able to see, so I'm looking at where Phil is. Why can I not find these names? A lot of stuff is happening. Hey! Thanks for licking my face and being so weird, just like me, amigo.
Yeah, Field is in P7 at the minute, so obviously earlier on, after his pit stop, he looked like he dropped way down, but he's back up into P7.
You know what I'm...
Kreinig is moving again.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna restart my program, as it is really... It's showing like position 12 twice. Position 17 it's showing twice. Position 21 it's showing twice. So I'm gonna restart that program. So let me really quickly find this thing and do it.
Okay,
You might see some stuff happening on your screen.
Yeah, in the meantime, Bullwinkle has done his second pit stop, so I think he is now... No, he's behind... I don't know, it's freaking out a bit.
Yeah, let's just restart your program and then...
Yeah, it's there's drivers in the pit, and it's... they're saying they're ahead, but they're not ahead. But so, yeah, I think Tristan is effectively P1 out of everyone who has done a pit stop. However, he was still behind Kreuzer before he dived into the pits. So we're going to see now where P1 actually comes out after doing his pit stop. But he's got, you know, he's got clean air in front of him at the minute, so there's no point in diving in. He can just keep running his race and smashing in the laps now, because he's picked up the pace a bit. He's doing consistent 2:19.6.5. He's around there, and has been every time I've clicked on his name to check out his lap times.
I'm having some technical difficulties as I'm not being able to reconnect to the broadcasting program. Yeah, that's it's a shame, guys. So let me quickly go. Let me try to show you the timetables. Timetables. This one. As you guys will be able to see some of the information up to top 24. And I'm looking at Boom. Maybe you can help me out. I'm not really sure how to fix this. I'm pressing on connect. This is the first time I'm experiencing this. Phil now going into the pit lane. I know how to manually change this, so we will be fine, guys. Let's see. We want to see Kai Patches now. We can go back to Maru. Cornelius is having still a fight on his own.
I really want to restart my timing screen, but I don't want to completely lose it like you have. So I'll stick it out for now, and Field is in the pits for his second stop.
True, we're seeing a lot of green zones behind the numbers. That means those drivers have done their 2 mandatory pit stops. That means that they are free to go for the last half hour of this race. Let me look in the chat. Maybe only way to fix is to reconnect the lobby. Then we will really quickly do that. I'm sorry, guys. But I do not want to waste any more time. Let's really quickly, really quickly join this. The good thing is about this game that you can reconnect really quickly. As I say this, the game is...
Green light.
Okay, we are back. Drive.
It starts taking its time. It's the commentator's curse. Even
Yeah.
affects game software.
True, true. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Alright. I think...
Tristan.
Yes, we are back.
Sorry.
This is race control. 5-second penalties for 48 and 11 for causing collision.
Tristan
Bullwinkle.
Bullwinkle is setting the timing charts not on fire, but they are lighting up as he has done his second pit stop and is lapping quicker than the race leader.
What's his position?
He is currently in P7, so you know he's done his 2 pit stops and he can probably just about see that first step of the podium coming into view with less than half an hour of the race to go.
That's gonna be interesting. Now, do your calculations. Let's do the calculations, Dowling. So he is 7th position. He is about... No, what we can say he's about 11, 14, let's say 15 seconds behind Noldner. Now, Noldner just went into the pit lane. Now, where is Lucas Kreuzer? Kreuzer is...
He's coming around to the bus stop chicane at the end of the lap.
Now, where is Bullwinkle? Bullwinkle is at the beginning of the lap.
There we go. Kreuzer's dived into the pits now. So
All right,
this is where we see what is going to happen. Can Bullwinkle's done a 2:19.2 on the last lap.
True.
So he's not the fastest out there because Norback has done a quicker lap time than that today, but he's not doing it at the minute. But he is currently flying. Perhaps he knows he's in with a chance. He's done the maths in his head, and now he can. It's within his grasp.
True. Kreuzer now starts to move. Let's see where Bullwinkle is. Bullwinkle now going onto the straight part of the track. He is halfway, let's say halfway. Kreuzer now still in the first section of the pit window. Now he is pit lane. Now he is taking the turn. He's gonna go into the second part of the pit lane. Bullwinkle now going to the last parts of the track. He's gonna hit the straight real soon. Don't forget the 50 seconds penalty of Bullwinkle. Kreuzer.
Kreuzer, yeah. Kreuzer hasn't even got into the second part of the pits yet.
Bullwinkle now on the straight. Keep going, Dowling. Don't stop talking to me, baby.
Oh, you want to know where Kreuzer is? He's still a couple of seconds away from pit exit, and Bullwinkle is not far away from.
He is hitting to the last bus stop chicane. Indeed, he is gonna hit it right now in the braking zones. He is gonna go to the 2 corners. Where is Kreuzer, baby? Talk to me.
Pit exit. He's off the pit limiter and is coming out of the pit exit. He's got to be careful he doesn't make a mistake on cold tires and full of fuel. So he is rejoining the track, and obviously he won't be back at the full speed until the next corner. Bullwinkle is now, he's come round La Source and is heading down the hill towards Eau Rouge and Radion. So we just need all of our timing stuff to sort itself out and tell us what the gap is, because
we can actually count ourselves as well. Now, let's see. The entrance of that corner, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 seconds of a gap. So that's the difference. Is Bullwinkle faster and is he going to have enough time? Or is he just going to end second? Oof.
I don't know, I thought the gap was a lot a lot smaller before they went into their second round of pit stop. So I don't know if perhaps Bullwinkle's had a bit of traffic to fight through. As you know, he's ahead of 3 cars, and I think he hasn't passed them in the pit lane. So you know, perhaps he should have held on and pitted a bit later on. But he's been going quicker. He's been going his quickest for the last few laps. So it's still, you know, it's still there for him. All he has to do is keep his head down and keep those laps smashing in, and hope that Lucas cannot do the same.
Now we're on board with Jens Kaiser as he's overtaking the AMG. He overtaking the AMG or 10th position, top 10 for Kaiser. The Lexus is becoming more unstable, I believe, as the tires are getting off. But the car remains drivable. But I feel like the Lexus you won't be able to drive or push rather more and more as other cars. For example, the Audi, I heard that the Audi becomes faster and faster the better or the longer the stint is going. Now the Lexus might not be that car. The Lexus is just, as I said, good and fast overall. But the Audi is getting faster and faster. So why am I saying this? It's because I want to compare cars, but I don't want to talk bad about a car. I just want to have a chat about the characteristics of a car and those compared. So I'm not saying that the Lexus is bad or the Audi is bad. Not at all. Don't get me wrong, chat. I drove the Lexus for a long time. I drove Audi for a couple races on Mount Panorama, which is an amazing combination, by the way, with a good setup. But this is what I realized. The Porsche is becoming slower, in my opinion, the longer the race goes, as tire temperature, track temperature, and the stability of the car becomes more of an issue for the Porsche. Now, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I experienced in the races that I did on Spa with the Porsche. So Kreuzer might have a bad time. He is planning his pit stops really correctly, though, as it is never a moment where he is driving bad tires or old tires or tires that are just gone. And he's always having a stable car, and he's doing that himself with the pit stops, which is amazing to see. He is actually thinking about the pit strat. Stein, 8th position. Yep, Dowling, go ahead.
What was the gap last time round when we counted? 23
23,
seconds?
I'd say, yeah.
I just had another recount, and it looks like the gap is 21 seconds now.
Ooh.
So, obviously, Lucas hasn't actually had a full flying lap yet out of the pits, so his last lap time is including the pit stop. So it does look like it's about a 1:13 through the pits, a minute and 13 seconds, if we take his best time off his pit stop time. So, we'll see at the end of this lap now if Kreuzer is comfortable and putting in decent lap times again.
True. I'm having a baby in the chat, by the way. It's her name is Pio. Can we please get rid of her? Hello? Any mods? No, I'm kidding. Welcome, Pio. How you doing? Marco Eckstein is actually 30th position. I don't know if that's good English, but he's actually in front of Turi. Now, Turi had a great practice session. He had a great, even better session in the qualifying, but now he is just lacking pace. I'm not really sure what's going on. I thought that he would gain a lot more positions as a lot of people still had to go into the pit lane. He's driving not fast lap times, 2:22.9. Maybe in the upcoming 20 minutes he will pick up the pace as the car will get lighter. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's actually done 3 pit stops, because he'd done 2 really early on, I think I remember saying, and then I caught him going into the pits again after that. So I think he got called out with an incident at the start, and then it just hasn't gone his way for the rest of the race. All
right, so the Czech Navy Dominic Tower. So this guy is also a streamer. He's a really cool guy. He's really relaxed. He's a relaxed guy. He's in 27th position now. I think he started at, well, in practice, I think he was 14th position. I'm not really sure about that one. We'll have to check out what his starting position was. I think he lost positions. But, yeah, shout out to this guy. Let's see, who haven't we seen or watched in a long time, or at all?
Josh Morris, 24th, not really doing much. I think he got caught out early on as well with the some incidents.
It's a shame because when we were driving together with him in the lobbies, he was actually giving Boom a hard time. Not a hard time, but he was catching him up, and I really thought he would be, you know, up really up there in the top 10 at least.
Yeah, well, he was up there in the top 5 consistently at points in races last year. Nothing. I think he's had a couple of issues over the last 2 seasons with disconnects and other incidents, but he's got the pace. He's got the pace to get poles. So it's just nothing. None of the races have really gone well for him in terms of just being called out by silly incidents or just making small mistakes himself, and it's just not helping him actually do as well as he could do.
True, absolutely correct. Now let's see. Owen Winlock has his drive-through. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Well, he is pitting right now. Not really sure what's going on with Owen.
I think he's been sat in the pits for quite a while. I think I've seen that car there stationary for a bit, so I think he may have
Retired?
May have retired earlier on. Yes.
Okay. Terry Farish, 34th position. Well, he's racing. Kyron's actually in front of him. Kyron's heading for a Rouge. Now Farish also at the beginning of the lap, so these guys are at the bottom of the AM class, but they might find each other. Kyron's driving a 2:27 and Farish driving a 2:23, so they will definitely find each other. As 4 seconds of a difference in a lap, that's huge. Shipston also in the AM class. And then
Everyone
next
has sort of spread out now, haven't they? It's all calmed down, and we're just waiting for the last sort of couple of pit stops to be done, and then we'll actually see where everyone is.
True, correct, absolutely. James Knox, he's 29th position. He is, I think, at the middle pack of the AM class. And then we have Alplatel in the Bentley, 28th position. He is also in the middle pack. He still needs to have one more pit stop though, just to keep that in mind. And then the next one is Noldner in the AM class. He is chasing Kevin Rowland. Rowland, where is he? He is about 17 seconds ahead, I'd say. Yes, around 17. And then we should have more AM drivers, I think, maybe in the front. No, I don't think so. So AM driver that's leading right now, that's Kevin Rowland. As Kevin Rowland is doing really great. I think, in my opinion, he is being chased by Field now. Field on the inside. Are we gonna see some collisions? I hope not. Oh, watch out, buddy. Field is being almost pushed here. Jonas, do you really think I'm a resident sleeper, my man? Oh, that's a shame. I feel bad now. I feel bad. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, Josh Cornelius is right on the back of Field as well, isn't he? They're all close together. But Kevin doesn't have to race any of these guys.
True. So
he's just got to keep his gap.
Correct. I'm getting a question, Dowlin, maybe you can help me out on this. Was for half an hour AFK, says Fed Up Paul. Can you summarize the last 30 minutes? Yes, we can try. What happened? Lucas Kreuzer now in the lead. 50 seconds penalty. Kai Putch is now in second. We are watching Bullwinkle, actually, as the two guys, Putches and Norback, still need to have a pit we were counting the difference of these two guys, and Bullwinkle's difference was about 23 seconds a while back. Then it dropped down to 21 seconds. We'll have to count again. So the first guy, Kreuzer, has a 15 seconds penalty. So if 21 changes to 15, we're gonna have an interesting race in the last 15 minutes of the race. We're gonna have a countdown real quick. But Phil is now racing someone that is not in his race class, as Dowling was just talking about recently. Field is now overtaking them and is not having that much of an issue, as Field is in the pro class. He did show a tremendous amount of racing. Jonas, I'm reading chat. I'm trying to hold up with you, man. I'm trying to keep up with you. I'm sorry if I missed that one. I don't think I missed it. I think you was able to see the overtake. But yes.
Yeah, it wasn't really an overtake anyway. It's just, yeah, I know it was for position, but he was just getting past Kevin, who is 2 classes below him. So I doubt Kevin put up much of a fight there as soon as he realised who it was behind him. But yeah, not a great amount of overtaking has gone on in the last. Stuff has happened in the last half an hour, but in the last 15 minutes, it's just been pit stops galore. Positions changing. A couple of penalties from the with the race control cleaning up, because there haven't been any incidents for quite a few laps now.
True. Now let's have another countdown, shall we, for Kreuzer and Bullwinkle. We can actually count the times up. It's plus 15 for Patches, and then it's plus 3 for plus, let's say, 5. So it's about 20 seconds still in between of Kreuzer and Bullwinkle. They still have 14 minutes to go. Kreuzer needs to push now, and you will see that in their times. 220 for Kreuzer, to 19.3 for Bullwinkle. So this means if Bullwinkle keeps this up, he is going to be able to get in those 15 seconds, maybe, or easily. But Kreuzer needs to push harder, I believe, if he wants to make it a fight that's worthy to keep an eye out for. It's always worthy, don't get me wrong, but if he wants to make this a horror movie for us, where we just are on the edge of the seat and lower the volume so we don't get scared by the jump scares, and then he needs to push. I'm not sure if my math is correct. We can actually do a countdown now, as Kreuzer is gonna go through the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'm not sure if my counting was correct there, but it's around 20 to 21 seconds, maybe 19 even. So
yeah, but Tristan went 7 tenths, 8 tenths quicker on that last lap, so he's definitely got the pace in him to
make it
try and
interesting.
catch up.
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
He hasn't got to worry about the 2 guys ahead of him, because they've still got to do their second pit stop, and they're leaving it really late on.
Correct.
Perhaps they're hoping something big might happen, and they could dive into the pits whilst there's a safety car or something like that. But yeah, I don't know what their overall game plan is. But I mean, they've been there since the start. Those were the 2 in P2 and P3 who decided to stay out during the safety car and have been, you know, there at the front ever since, just showing their pace. They're not slouches, and I think Norbach has actually set the quickest lap time of the race, apart from yes, I think he is. Kaxel is 0.003 of a second slower on his best lap, so
That's crazy.
they're definitely some of the quickest on the grid.
No, it's the second, man. I don't think you're it's 219 and 218.
Oh yeah, Kaxel, P5 and P2 lap times.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yes. Okay. I was not listening to you. I'm sorry. Okay. So at this point, I want to talk about what we can expect from drivers in the AM and Silver class, as they are providing us a tremendous amount of they are giving us battles. The battles are definitely worthy to look at. These guys are pretty close to each other, I think. Let's see. It's Kunze and Lauska's teammates. They are chasing each other still.
They're in a similar position to last week when they were right next to each other on track and had P1 and P2 in the silver class pretty much secured before way before the end of the race.
I really respect this. This is what we saw from a little oversteer moment from Lauskas there. I recognize Kreuzer and Josh Morris in this, as they were starting the season last season just like this, behind each other, and then Kreuzer got the upper hand and was just crushing everyone. Now I'm seeing the same thing. Sebastian Kunze and Lauskas are actually just driving together, helping each other out, you know, pushing each other, but also keeping each other in control, not overdriving. They can easily tell each other to not overdrive. You know, it helps to have someone drive behind you that is telling you to, like, hey man, calm down, this is not our race pace, don't overdrive. You know, that is really helpful. It's really useful. What does the number with yellow background mean? Mandatory pit stop left? Yes, correctly, Mr. Hobbs. Good question. As you can see, let's see. So Bullwinkle, third position. Kreuzer, first position. In between, Norbach has a 1 in that spot. That means he still needs to go into the pit stop one more time. Kreuzer, 15-second on the lead. Is in the lead, has a 15-second penalty. You can see that by the 15S at the end of his name, or at the end of after the laps, 33 laps now, and then it says in the red plus 15. Now Bullwinkle does not has to pit and is actually pretty damn close to being in those 15 seconds penalty gap. As you can already see, I think Bullwinkle is he on the straight? No, he is actually going through the first corner. Kreuzer is going through Eau Rouge now. He is just barely in the 17 seconds now, so the difference is 2 seconds in 8 minutes. He needs to gain 2 seconds in 8 minutes, and he just wins this race.
Yeah, he went 1.4 quicker last lap than Lucas Kreuzer.
This is crazy, man.
Do it, and it's going to be 2 wins on the trot for him if he manages to do it, and he'll be cementing his authority on this league, winning 2 races in a row. I don't think anyone has done it this season. We're only in race 3, and we've already had so many great racing moments, and there's plenty more to come.
The red number left is the starting number. The left number on the left, you mean the first number? So 1, 2, 3, that's just the position. The left number on the red, what else could there be? The left numbers on the left, or the red numbers on the left, that's just the position that the driver is in currently.
Yeah, and then on the far right you've got the red highlighted numbers, which are time penalties that drivers have.
True.
And there's no drive-through penalties on there. No, everyone who had a drive-through penalty has served their drive-through penalty.
I just have to let you guys know the left side is not up to date most of the time. It only updates after each sector that the car goes through. If you want to know what position the driver is immediately without waiting for the sector, look at the right bottom side. You will have a lot of information there. You can see the number 3, so that means Bullwinkle is in 3rd position. He is a pro driver. Yeah, I'm just going along with the joke. No worries, man. I love you too, amigo. I love you too. I was just going along with the joke. So...
Averink.
Yeah?
As we said, Kunz was in P1 of the silver class. Well, Averink is a silver driver. He's currently in P7 on track. He still has a pit stop to do, but he is actually the lead silver driver.
Ooh.
So he's slipped through our fingers there. Perhaps we thought, he's so far up that he's a pro.
Maybe. All right. Hang on. Who are we talking about?
P7.
Stein. Yeah, he still needs to have a pit. No, but he's silver.
Yeah, and
Oh, Kunz and Lauskas, true. You're totally
Yeah.
right. As we're talking about it, he's just heading into the pit lane right now. Last 5 minutes of the race. You have beautiful eyes. I'll love you too, man.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think Kunz is gonna.
Overtake?
Yeah, I think they're gonna have him. The pit
Easily.
stop is so long.
Easily.
Yeah, they're really not far back. So we were right. We were preemptively right that they are the P1 and P2 in silver class.
Yeah. So let's look at Lucas now again for the 1000th time, and let's see what the difference is now. You can actually count it by yourself. Bullwinkle now plus 17.4. Now he is second. We don't have to count anymore. You can just keep an eye out for that one. You can see 17.47. If that changes to 15 or less than 15, I should say, that means that Kreuzer is second position. Now it's going to be updated whenever Bullwinkle is going to enter that sector line, and it's going to be pretty soon, I'd say. It's going to be now in a couple seconds. It's 17.7, so the gap has increased. Now Kreuzer, this is interesting, guys. 4 more minutes on the clock. Kreuzer now giving more throttle. His best lap time is a 2.19.5. Bullwinkle best lap time 2.19.5. Bullwinkle might have killed his tires, and the needle is out of the insect, I could say. Maybe we are gonna have ourselves an interesting close race. If Kreuzer is gonna keep up these lap times, it's gonna be over for Bullwinkle in about a lap, because he needs to close that distance, but he is losing time now. Bullwinkle not able to keep up the 2.19s. He is making mistakes, and actually Kreuzer is getting faster and faster. You must be shitting me, actually. Kreuzer, we thought the whole race that Bullwinkle was going to be able to do it, but he is losing pace now. Let's go on board with him.
Yeah, and I'm just starting to worry. Has Kai forgot that he has to do a second pit stop? Because there's only 2 laps left, effectively. When Kreuzer went across the line there's 4 minutes of the race left, which means there's time for 2 more laps, and the check flag will drop as soon as the leader crosses the line after the clock goes to 0. So I think Kai has forgotten to do a second pit stop and might accidentally take himself out of this race.
Oh, that's true. That must be really sour for him. That's not good. This monologue, Feta, I hope that's a good thing to read. I'm not sure. I want to come back to Bullwinkle. Did he overdrive himself? I want to find out. And all of a sudden, Kreuzer finds his way back into the race and drops below 2:20. And he is saving his race just barely, man. Barely. That was so close. How did he find that pace?
I don't know. We haven't got an answer yet.
And how do you go from 218.9 to 220? Did you just overdrive? Did he overdrive himself? That's the question that I ask myself. Did he just kill the tires?
Or has he given up? Has he I don't know.
You
There we
don't-
go. Oh, Kai has dived into the pits in the background there, so he's remembered he's got to do that pit stop.
You don't give up on this, man. You don't give up. So he won 3/10 of a second again. Right there. The times are almost even now with Kreuzer. I'm sorry, guys, to be on Bullwinkle for so long. But this, for me, is now really interesting. There might be something else to keep an eye out for, some battles or whatever. But this is something I want to have on my screen for now. You can watch the timetables. You can watch, you know, watch the list yourself on the left. But now it's still 17.7.1 or 10. The difference has not been right there. Now Kreuzer, if he just makes one mistake and that's going to cost him 2 seconds, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. I really hope that Kreuzer just makes a really small oversteering moment and then loses maybe a second or a half, and then it becomes really interesting again. I want a close finish, but Kreuzer,
He's done so well to be back at the front after his well, I say he hasn't really had any incidents in the race bar the first lap, so you know he's getting the job done, and I know it's going to be by literally seconds that he wins, but
true, and I do have to remember myself that he was the one writing down at the comment sections at the YouTube video that he was hoping for a better race next time. Now he is having a 15 seconds penalty, but he is putting up a show for us right now, together with Bullwinkle. So shout out to those two guys. They're doing an amazing job by still making this race interesting. But as the timer has done 0.000, Bullwinkle is just not gonna be having enough in the tank to get this race in his hand, and it's again a really close finish, and the gap was only about 2.3 seconds. Now that might as well be a photo finish, guys. Like 2.3 seconds in a race of an hour and a half, that's not a big difference. And yes, there's a 15 seconds penalty, but still, we have ourselves a great race, I'd say.
Yeah, and Kexel comes across the line to finish the podium, so he's right up there again.
True, Kexel had some incidents happening for himself in this race, still manages to go third over the finish line. Really big shout out to him. I really like and enjoy watching him race here. As for everyone, Crossman, as I expected, is 4th position right now.
Jens has come across the line in 5th, so that's a really good result for him in the Lexus.
True, I'd love to see more Lexus at the top, but I don't know, maybe the car is just not right there. Or people are, I don't know. I think every car is fast. I remember Boom saying that every car is quite fast, right? But not sure if... Oh, these guys are having a battle for themselves in the last corner even. It was pretty close. Ooh. And now they can finally stop racing. These guys are putting up a great show for us, guys. The chat, I want to say to you that we are having interviews after the race. So we're gonna go on to a small, quick break. I'm gonna see if there are people willing to interview. If not, we're gonna talk about the standings and then we're gonna call it a day. I want to give a huge shout out to you, chat. You have been amazing today. It was really great having the conversations with you all. Amigo with the intimate comments with me, and I'm really happy to have you guys in here. It really makes my day, and I hope we can make your day with providing the GZR Community League races. Every week we are going to be here. You can rewind the stream back. You can even watch it back at YouTube. We are keeping an eye out for the counts, or the view count. We are really hoping that you guys are going to be able to watch this back on YouTube. It really helps us out. If you want, leave a comment on that YouTube video. If you want, drop a like on that YouTube video, as we would love to see a growing statistics. I don't know if that's something I should say. I don't want to be the sellout guy that always talks about this, and I don't know.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. I don't know. It really helps out, though. It really but it's really cliche, right? Everybody says this. Every YouTuber says this. Like, share, comment, and whatever, all this stuff. It helps me out. It is cliche, but it does. It really, really does. All of these guys are not saying this because they need to say it. No, it really helps. Enough on this subject. I'm not seeing anyone willing to interview. We're gonna go on to a short break, and we'll be right back with the life standings in the overall. So keep that in mind. You can also watch that back at Discord. We have a list on Discord where you can watch the life standings as well. But if you want to see them right, as in within a couple minutes, you can stay in the stream and have a nice clean overlay where you can watch it yourself. So I think I have repeated myself 50,000 times. We're gonna go into a small break. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you. All right, guys, we are back. I am gonna wait for well, don't look at the be right back at the left bottom side. I think Boom is a little bit busy still. He is talking with the race control. So I'm gonna respect that, but I am also gonna respect you guys because I don't want to make you guys wait for longer. So keep in mind we are here. We are not be right back. And I'm not really sure if the standards or standings have been updated. If not, it will be standing in the Discord if you want to see where everybody is standing in the championships. Really nice to look at that, actually. So, interviews. We are having the guy that has finished third, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, Kexel. So, Kexel, what do you have to say about this week's race, man? How did you feel going into the race?
Into the race, it was great because I love Spa. I love driving here, and it goes very well. I didn't expect to be so close to the Audis and in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was great to start out of the second row. Yeah, and then the race begins, and it was much action, very much action in the first part.
Yeah, there was a lot of action, man. Can you take me briefly through the action that you experienced? Just a couple, couple sentences.
Yeah, the start was very clean for me. Audi have a bad time in the Rouge. That was lucky for me. After that, after the safety car came out, straight to the pits because you need nearly 2 minutes to drive through the whole pit lane. So if a safety car is there, free pit stop. I came out 15th, I think, luckily ahead of Cruiser. And yeah, I was thinking that will get a great battle. But after the restart, there are guys, all with respect. You can drive them, you can race them, all great. But suddenly there are people who change line in the braking zones, change line 2 times on the straight. And if you have Cruiser in your back, you have at a point do a move against such people too, if you're more than 2 seconds a lap in that moment quicker. Yeah, and unlucky, ended in a spin after get touched and after that, yeah,
Sure, you can
lost
actually,
nearly
you will
10
actually
seconds.
be able to see that on stream. I think we caught that moment where you got touched. I think I also watched that back. So at some point you will be seeing yourself get touched from at the back. By the way, I have something to tell you. You are leading the overall championship by just 3 points over over Kreuzer. How does that make you feel for next week?
Uh, God, I wish I don't know that. Now I have to train more. Um, no, it's nice to be so close in the end. So it's a real fight there.
True.
But yeah, we have to see. On proper speed, I don't think I'm a match on one lap speed.
Mm-hmm.
But in the races, it's always closer, and most times it has more to do how the race is going
True. Correct.
than if you're half a second or 2/10 of a second quicker.
That's totally right, man. As we saw today, a lot of stuff happened. All right, I want to thank you for this interview. There's a lot more to talk about. I know. I wish I could, grab a coffee with you and talk about this whole, event. But unfortunately, we don't have that much time, as people also need to go to work or school or whatever tomorrow. I don't want to make it too late. I want to thank you for your words. Thanks for your time. Thanks for driving with us. And I hope to see you next week.
Yeah, I hope to hear you next week again.
Thanks, man. All right. Have a good one.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Next on the list is, I'm just gonna go from the bottom. I think it's just let's see, it is Sam.
Hello.
Hello, Sam. Hang on. I'm gonna lower your volume as people became deaf.
Sorry.
That's totally fine. Totally fine. All right, Sam. Let's see. You are standing in the oh, you're first in the AM leaderboard I'm seeing right now.
Don't think it's been updated.
I think it is. Boom said it is.
Ah.
Mm,
Yeah, I think it's updated for the stream.
yeah. So you are leading the AM class. How I didn't know this, but how does this make you feel knowing this right now? After such a weird race.
I
You're
I'm
leading.
still glad
You're
to be
leading by
leading.
1 point, by the way. Just pointing that out there.
I'm still glad to be leading, but after that race, I'm just bamboozled. I really am. I I don't have any words. Lap one, started P13
Mhm.
for an AM driver. That was fantastic. I just wanted to head down, get laps under, and just finish the race. Just stay where I was. That would be perfect. Maybe
Mhm.
lose a couple positions. That's fine. Safety car came out, ended up gaining a position up to P11, pitted, and after the pit stops, was sitting a little bit further back. But considering the cars that hadn't pitted, I was actually fighting for P5.
Crazy stuff.
I then came across a lapped car. I'm not going to name the lapped
Mhm.
car. I think everyone knows.
Mhm.
And I was the first one to come up against this lapped car. So obviously, I was behind him,
Mhm.
very close, and for 3 laps, myself and Josh Griffin Meek, who was acting as a sort of spotter for me during
Yes.
the race, we both reported him for blue flags, and he just completely ignored it. And I got a run on him up Radion. Went to the inside for the right-hander,
Uh-huh.
to which he blocked. So I went to the other side. He then swerved again, and I was taken out.
That's crazy.
And
I think it is. It will be looked at. And I think the actions will be taken.
yeah, I
I'm pretty sure.
absolutely completely ruined my race, and I reckon I could have finished top 10. I think I had the pace. The pace was there. Car was amazing. I'd been working on the setup all week. and I honestly felt rapid, and I felt like I could have beat the silver drivers, but obviously it wasn't to be.
All right, but let's not stay in this negative mood. You are still leading the AM, or yeah, the AM class, which is amazing, still by 1 point. But
Yeah,
you
unfortunately.
are there, mate. You are there. You are up there. You are leading. You're first. You had a rough race, true. But how do you look for like what do you look for in the next week's race?
Bathurst isn't one of my strongest races, but I'm gonna put in the same amount of effort as I did to Spa, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna prove to people that maybe I need to be moved up into silver.
Oh, okay.
I'm not here to mess about, and that was a terrible race, but I think we can all agree from qualifying and during the race I was absolutely rapid. So hopefully I'm going to keep that up into the next race, and I'm gonna take this as I've proved myself that I can have the pace. I just need to do it. And I just need to practice and get the car under me. And next week I'm I want to be in the top 10.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for that one. Thank you for this interview, man.
Thank
Same
you.
for you. Thanks for talking with me after the race, after such a long race, and finding the energy to talk with me. You know.
Thank you. Cheers.
All right, man. Bye bye. So as we are as we are going through the willing to interviewers, there are new people joining in. Let's see. Pablo is next. Let's
Yep.
talk to Pablo.
He came in I think it's P5, wasn't it?
Not sure. All right. Pablo, hello.
Good evening, boys and girls.
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm fine, man. How you doing?
I'm really good hearing you again. It's been such a long time, man. How you
Oh yeah.
how are the races like handling you?
It's exhausting me.
Explain, talk to me, man. This is your session. Your session.
No, the Lexus is basically a car which is pretty good for 20 to 25 minutes.
And then
And then the tires start to drop off.
Yes.
And the only thing you can do against it is like up your TC.
Mhm.
And whilst you up your TC, you will lose so much time because the TC is limiting the car heavily. And after 30 minutes, like, I was 1.5 seconds down on my best time, and I was like, okay, fuck me. I need to go for another 25 minutes
Yeah.
to actually get the last good stint. Yeah, it's really exhausting to keep the car on track, to be honest. But it's fun to drive.
You still came P5 as well.
Yes,
Am I right?
it's
So-
oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best finish this season for me. I'm so happy about it. Because in
Crazy.
the first races, as usual, I got caught up in incidents or killed myself.
True. So looking into next week, what do you expect? What do you expect from the race?
On Bathurst, I hope we can get a clean first lap, because if we don't get a first lap clean in, it's gonna be carnage on the hill.
True. But I think it's a track where there's always a battle going on. It's I don't know.
I'm really interested to see how much time the Porsches can make up on top of the mountain, because they will have big problems down the downhill straight and the uphill straight, because they are so much down on top speed compared to the Lexus or other cars.
True, but at the top, the Porsche is gaining all that time back. As
I think so too.
Yeah. The Honda was really quick, but they slowed that car down. The AMG is really good at the straight. The Lexus is good at the straight. The Audi is good at the top as well, especially going down. It is not really losing that much time compared to the Porsche, I think. But the Porsche is just, it struggles on the long straights, but down and up, it's good. So it equals out, I think. It comes down to the setup.
Oh yeah, because the Audi has one problem. It sometimes it snitches on you. Like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this corner, and in the middle of the corner, it just says, "Nope, you're gonna kiss the barrier."
True. Correct.
At least that's my experience with it.
Correct. Yeah. I have the
So
same thing.
I'm really interested to see how the Audi drivers will handle their cars, especially when the tires drop off.
Okay. Any last words, man? I want to keep it short.
Thank you for talking to you. It's every time fun again.
Yeah, true, man. We always have a laugh. We always have a laugh.
Definitely, man. We
Okay.
need to race again, man.
True. We are actually putting up the test servers again. Boom and I are just driving there again as just like the first season.
Nice.
I found some time and we are just driving the same car with the same setup and no, not same setup anymore, but same car, just driving. And after a while, we just go on to the GZR servers and then we race and just look at how we are doing compared to the others. And that's also a way how we are learning tracks. But we already knew Spa. We just wanted to learn it better.
Yeah, just drop me a message next time if you see I'm online.
I'll do.
Maybe
I'll do.
I'm gonna join.
All right, man. I'll do. I'll definitely do.
Perfect, Berg.
All right,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Bye, bye, Pablo.
Bye, bye. Thank you for interviewing.
Ciao.
Bye, bye.
Let's quickly go over to Griffin Meek. Griffin Meek did not have a really great time, I believe.
He was spotting for Sam, so he wasn't actually in the race.
Hmm. Okay, let's see. Move to. Okay. Hey, Griffin.
Hello.
How you doing, my man?
Tell you what, it's bugging me not being in that car.
Oh, it's a shame. I heard that you were spotting for what was I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did that go? Was it useful? Was it like did you still feel like you had a purpose in this race?
Yeah, genuinely. I mean, it's just it's not quite the same as being in the car, you know. But it's not like me just to abandon a team unless like something that's properly happened.
I see.
So I'm just gonna keep being on my best behavior.
That's good. It's always good to hear, man. Like your teammate needs you. You're just there.
Yeah.
So so we can actually skip the whole race, I believe, as I don't know, maybe you have something to say other than that. Maybe we can go over to next week. Like what do you expect from next week?
Oh well, I mean this week. Looking forward to next week. I'm just hoping safety car gets a little cleaner, especially under the safety car as well. Didn't quite catch it, I don't think, on the stream. But there was a few instances after people pit of people not wanting to give the positions.
Mm-hmm.
No? Like people were side by side thinking they were just for that position and they was fighting for it. That's something I noticed.
Okay.
I really hope as well that we don't see any more deliberate incidents.
Under safety car. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, even not under safety car, just deliberate incidents. Like everything I did, like last race, and the races before, it was never done intentionally. It's always been a mistake. And yeah, just to watch someone just throw away their seat by not wanting to break in a corner to try and take Sam out.
It's crazy. I know.
I know. It hurts, bro.
It's good to just save the replay and then point out the moments where stuff happens, and those people will be I think at least talk to, in my opinion. Like, of course you can't control everything, but if you just point out things that people don't know that they're actually doing, then hey, that's always a good thing for the community and overall.
Yeah, like Pafler last race. At the end of it, he messaged me and we talked it through, and we talked through the incident. And learned a lot. And this week, I've been learning quite a bit as well, and actually getting to be on board with Sam and be his spotter. It helped me learn a lot, and I believe that I'll be able to do that in
you are cutting out a little bit, but I think I understood what you're saying. So you learned a lot from him, and you can take that information onto the next week's race.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, as a spotter or even a driver, if people aren't able to attend, if for some reason I end up getting a seat back, um, I'll be able to use that, and I'm just really hoping Bathurst is going to be cleaner and quicker, because I know how much work Sam put into this,
Mm-hmm.
and I can only imagine the people in front of him how much work they put into this, and it's a real shame to see races being ruined this way.
True, man, true. But hey, it's a race, and I said this as well in the race itself as well. Incidents happen, and even the best of the best make mistakes.
Yeah.
Look at, like, I'm not gonna how do I say this? Look at the guy in first. He had a 15-second penalty and still wins the race. So you know.
I mean, that translates to real life as well. Schumacher, look at him. His career's not been pristine.
True.
Hamilton with the 07 title and basically copying the entire Ferrari car. You know, it happens, and it's unfortunate to see. But can always hope for next week to be better. And I hope Sam is able to put in as many hours as he has this week. So hopefully he'll be able to pull out another worldie in qualifying.
All right, well, I will keep an eye out for that one though. It sounds promising, man.
Yeah, P12 in qualifying. Like, this man was screaming in the fucking chat. He was screaming. It was brilliant.
Amazing. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Thanks for this interview. It was short.
Thank you very much, boys.
I hope to see you next week, man.
Yes, you will. All right. Catch you around, boys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lauskas is up next with an amazing GIF where he shows himself, I think, with his hand going up and down and with a weird smile. Anyways, if you want to see it yourself, go to the TeamSpeak and join the server, and you will know what I'm exactly talking about. Anyways, here is Jin. Jin, how you doing?
Hello.
Hey, man.
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing kind of okay, but when I saw that picture, is that you on the picture?
Which picture?
Channel group guest, and then you see someone shaking.
Yes, that's me smashing. That's a famous emote for VRE.
Oh, really?
That's me smashing a table. Yes.
It looks like you're smashing something else, but anyways, how was your race, man?
Well, first things first. First lap. I see a massive incident up in front, up in Eau Rouge. I try to slow down. Somebody fucking just like yeets up into the back of me. I just start accelerating for no reason. I hit my teammate, Sebastian Kunze. Both of the silver VRE drivers basically back at the end of the grid. But I don't know, it was a good race, I guess. We raced with Seb once again. We raced cleanly each other, and we came back again 1-2 for VRE in silver. It was really nice.
Yeah. So I was watching you indeed drive with Kunze. How is it to have someone that is just, in your team? You can follow each other. You know that he's just, telling you to just maybe slow down as it is not your racing pace or you're overdriving. How is it to have communication with that? Like, do you communicate on that level?
We didn't really communicate that much. It was just like, I guess, trusting each other. We raced. I knew where he was, after a few laps, I knew where he was slower. I tried to overtake him multiple times, but I just couldn't stick it safely, so I just backed off, went back and tried it again. At the end, I didn't manage to get it.
So is it okay for you to try to overtake him? Like, if you know you're faster, you can ask for that position and he can follow you.
I did ask him last race. This time it's like it's just like this weird. I saw that there was a massive gap up in front, but there was like, will I actually have something out of it?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, just like at the end I was like, nah, I'll just stick him. If I can overtake him myself, I will, but if not, I will just not ask. Okay. Because I did ask last race and it just like screwed him over a bit, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me once with Boom, and I saw that I was faster at that time, Well, these days it's not. I'm not faster. Boom is faster than me. But at that time, back in the days, I was at one race. I remember I was a little faster, so I asked him like, "Hey, can I overtake you?" It was at Nürburgring, and I tried to overtake him, and it happened like accidentally. He made a mistake because I was overtaking him, and because he's out of his rhythm, and I overtake him in a really weird moment, as normally you won't let somebody overtake you there. So you put yourself in this awkward position on the track with a really weird line, and he just messed his race up. And from that moment on, I'm never gonna ask him again to like, hey, I'm faster, can I overtake you? If I'm faster, I just overtaking myself. And as I said, these days it's not happening, so I'm not in those moments again.
I mean, it's fine to ask if you like. I guess on a straight, like maybe I can pass you over into the braking zone or something. That's what I did in Kelami.
Yes.
I could have done this in like on a camel straight,
Mm-hmm.
or actually in a bus stop because I was actually really faster through bus stop. I got the braking way better, but at the end I was just like, nah, I'm not going to do it.
I see. All right, man.
Thank you.
Last question.
Yep.
You were gonna say something. I'm just
No,
interrupting you.
I wasn't going to say.
Okay. Looking into next week, what do you expect?
To be honest, Carnage.
Carnage.
Yeah, going down the mountain, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a massive one.
Okay. We'll be looking out for that one. I hope it's not. I hope you're not right, man.
I hope for that myself, but you never know.
Or,
Okay.
or if you are right, hopefully you'll come through clean.
Hopefully. Because
clean and
this
alive.
race we didn't come through clean, so yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. Thanks, man. Have a good one.
For you. Same to you.
It's fine, man. It's fine. Bye bye.
Yeah.
It's so weird when somebody says something out of the blue and you have to respond and you can't find the words. I always have that. I always have that. So next is Noltner, I believe, and then we end with Darkness. Correct?
Yeah, we can end with the safety car.
Okay. Maybe we can do them both at the same time. I'm not sure.
It's up to you.
Hello, Marcus?
Heyo.
Hello, man. Is it okay to do the last interview with the two? So safety car and you?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? All right. Hang on. Hello, safety car.
Oh my god, again?
What's up?
I'm doing good.
What's up? Why do you say again? Because you do the last interview together with someone else?
I'm just sitting in the channel to talk with the other guys. Not really to get an interview, but
oh, I
Standing in the
see.
pits
Oh, I
all
see.
the time, so he wants some company.
Oh, I'm so lonely. I totally understand you, man. So, Marcus and Darkness. So, first question to Marcus. Marcus, how was your race, and what did you expect actually?
Well, my race was pretty good, I think. I mean, I was like, as an amateur driver, I was second at one point,
Uh-huh.
and I could not understand why, but maybe pit stops or something. And then, yeah, finished first in my class because of a penalty. So, yeah, quite good, I think.
All right, amazing. What do you expect for next week, actually?
With Bathurst?
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna be a hard race. Like, you have to be really precise on this track. Walls are pretty close, so...
Cool.
Do you think we're going to be seeing more of the safety car?
More than once?
Yeah.
Yeah. If not there, then I don't think we will see it more than once in the race. But
I see.
I think the possibility is pretty high there.
I see. So, what are your experience on Bathurst, though? Do you know the track well, or do you still need to practice off like a lot, or do you think
Yeah.
like you have to work on your setup? What can we expect from you in next week?
So yeah, of course, track knowledge is... So you always need more kilometers. You couldn't get...
Enough, right?
Yeah, you couldn't get enough. But yeah, setup... If the time allows it, I guess. So yeah, track knowledge is better than any setup, I guess.
I see. All right. So again, man, I want to have a coffee. I want to have a drink and sit down and talk with you. But but everybody had a long day, and I don't want to stall this more. Any last words? Any last words before we separate our ways and go into bed and think about this race, reevaluate our lives and every corner, and think about the mental
cease
part.
fire in dreams, yeah.
Yeah. So, any last words?
It's been amazing. The organization, race control, and everything. Just need to thank them every time for everything they do.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so rude of me. I'm sorry. No, but I have to agree with you, man. Like, I've never seen a community so tight. Not tight. Hang on. How do you call this? So dedicated.
Yeah,
Everybody wants the same thing, but not everyone has the same pace. But most of the people want the same thing: clean racing, fun times, and just have a battle with someone and actually just feel ACC at its fullest potential, and that is just amazing to see.
Like,
it's really great.
Live for the race.
True, man. I agree. All right, thank you for this interview, Noltner. I really enjoyed watching you on the stream, though. I really like watching you race, man. And good luck on next week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, bye. All right, bye. Safety car?
Yeah.
How was your race?
How was your race, man?
Well, I was standing in the pits a lot, so quite easy.
I mean, you must have been. It was no surprise that you'd been leading the pack after the first lap.
Yeah. Yeah, quite easy to do.
It's quite easy, huh?
I did lead a couple laps, so.
Yeah, how was that fame moment though? How did it feel? How did it feel to have this have all that power behind you?
Quite terrifying actually. Having like a whole field behind you, even though the driving's slow, you're like, okay, if I make a mistake, I lose the lead.
True. As a safety car, making a mistake, it's quite
Luckily, it hasn't happened yet.
This talking is going nowhere right now. Lol. I know, bro. I know. I'm sorry. But it's safety car, man. What do you want to ask? Like, hey, man, how was the livery this week? What the like? Come on. Okay. Anyways, next week, Bathurst. What do you think? We should. Who do you think we should focus on?
And well, basically the two guys in top of the leaderboard, Caxel and Cruiser. They tend to do quite well.
True, they are putting up a show. Also, I have to say, Bullwinkle is somewhere up there. He is. Well. He had such a weird moment as he. I still don't know if he did overdrive his car or not. I believe he did overdrive as he was driving 218s at the end of the race, and then all of a sudden.
Doing 218s. Crazy at the end of the race.
True. And then all of a sudden he dropped down to 220s, and then Kreuzer came back with the 219s. So maybe if he took it a little bit slower, if he just did not overdrive and took his time with the last two laps,
he didn't try it to do overdrive. I think he wouldn't have made it either.
True. Nah, maybe though. Maybe I don't know.
Close. It would have been really close, but
true.
I think at the end he wouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I was hoping to see an overdrive moment of Kreuzer where it could be interesting for the last round, but still, man, 2.3 seconds in after 1 hour and a half. That's still pretty close in my book.
That's pretty close, yeah.
So thank you for this chat, man, and I wish you good luck next week. And on that note, guys, I'm gonna end this session. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm gonna end today. I want to thank everybody that watched. I want to thank everybody that has been here. Dowling, thanks for being my wingman here.
It has been a pleasure, as always.
Boom, behind the scenes. Great shout out, huge shout out to you for everything again this week. It's really nice to work with you, man. Just letting you know. Also next week, Butthurst, same time. I'm looking forward to see you guys there. And yes, this is the end. Bye. Peace.
Bye.